Here's the chassis up on the workbench after a bit of cleaning. Now, since the set is partially working, it would be nice to go through and troubleshoot it. But given the nature of the construction and all the connections you have to undo to get this board out, I'm just going to pull the board out and shotgun it, and then reinstall it and power it back up. And since the electrolytics originals seem to have some life left, I'm going to leave those in place for now. I will replace them eventually, but first I want to pull this board out. I'll be replacing the caps like this guy, and this guy, and this guy. Some are mounted vertically, some horizontally. The ones that are horizontally, you could clip the leads and install new caps from the top. But when they're mounted vertically like this, where one of the leads is really tough to get at. Nicer to get the board out, plus I do plan on replacing these cup plates as well. This one got bent over a bit, seems a bit loose. Could be a bad solder connection behind, underneath there. We shall see. And I'll replace any bad tubes as well and power this back up. I did not find my spare yoke yet, but I have not completely given up. But if I can't find it, I'll just pull the CRT housing off the cabinet and get it up here on the workbench. Oh, and my replacement parts have arrived, so I'm just going to get right to it. I just pulled out all the tubes so I can gain better access to the circuit board, and I noticed that they're all Philco except for the horizontal output tube and the damper, and they have 59 date codes. So I have no doubt that they are the originals. For example, 5949, I mean, that means the 49th week of 1959. Alright, I got it out. Tedious to be sure, but now I can really get in there and work on this board. No troubles. It looks to be in pretty darn good condition. I'm making steady progress on the board, and while working, I noticed there were some unused pads in some areas, and it turns out that two of them are ideally situated for installing electrolytic capacitors. One of them is this guy, and there's this guy over here. These are caps that go to nothing else but stuff on the circuit board. And the third one is this guy here. This one also goes to the audio output transformer. Now, all three of those are located in sections of this cap, and there's long wires running all the way over the board. Well, by installing them on the board, one, I don't need to deal with this cap at all, and two, it's actually a better way to do it because you don't have these long wires running through here. They can pick up noise and impedance to the circuit. So this guy is the vertical boost cap. Remember, this set had low vertical. It should be a 10 microfarad 450 originally. I put in 500 to give it a little extra headroom. And this one's vertical linearity. That's this guy here. It goes to the cathode on the vertical output tube. And this final one, a bit bigger, going to pin 9. The output tube. Now that one I was having a little bit of trouble figuring out where to place it. It needs to go to this trace right here. You see Audio B+, which just goes in here, and there's no ground around there. Well, I noticed that there were some unused pads up here, in particular WR1. One pad is going to ground, and the other one just goes to this other unused pad right there. So what I'm going to do is install the cap in those two, and then run a jumper wire from there over to in here somewhere. And hey, I think it's a real nice way to do it, and I'm going to keep doing that on any other sets, like my Princess and my Siesta when it comes time to work on them. The other ones I'll end up doing over here. Now there's already a terminal strip down in here where these rectifiers are. So as I already showed on my Princess when I started recapping that, this is just a single suction cap here. 2 wires is running right down here. Well, the new caps are way smaller, so you just cut these 2 wires, install a new cap right in that terminal strip. Oh yeah, and then here actually is the other main cap. And one of these is just using the power supply. So again, you can mount it over here. Power supply is weird. When I originally designed this, the 41 version used a 5G4 rectifier. Very straightforward, 5-volt filament, center tap secondary. But when they came to the solid state version, they actually implemented it as a voltage doubler and didn't use the center tap at all. I would think you would just use that center tap to ground and install 2 diodes. Get a conventional half-wave rectifier, but no. They actually made a voltage doubler here. So there's that one cap with the cardboard on it because nothing goes to ground on it. Both sides have some potential on them. And then we've got 2 sections here that do go to ground. And both of those, that E2, there and here. So actually there'll end up being 3 caps installed over here, which leaves, I think, a couple sections on this guy to figure out where to put. There we go, nice neat installation, a little jumper wire. I'm sure they would have done that back in the day if they just had capacitors small enough to do so.